Thank you, Jackie. Welcome to the Ilion High School commencement exercises for the class of 1987. At this time, I would like to just ask that we stand in a moment of silence in memory of Mr. Georgie Anderson, teacher, administrator, and member of the Board of Education. Thank you. If you saw the Ilion High School number 1 sign that was painted as you drove into the facilities today, you'll know why we have such a healthy feeling and we're so proud of our students and our school system. And I'd like to thank the class of 87 for putting that sign out there. At this time, Father Patrick J. Butler of the Annunciation Church of Ilion will offer the invocation. Please remain standing also for the singing of America the Beautiful. Father Butler.
Let us pray. Loving God, we come together on this very special day to give you thanks for the many gifts and blessings that you have given to us. As we celebrate the accomplishments of these young men and women, help us to find you in their accomplishments. Help us to recognize that you have given them the gifts and talents that they have developed. Help us to remember that it is you that give us the eyes and minds to find new beauty and new truth and wisdom, and it is you that give us the wisdom and the courage to put them to use for all men and women. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Members of the class of 1987, parents, relatives, members of the Board of Education, colleagues, guests, and friends. Welcome to the 1987 Ilion High School Commencement Program. We are here to recognize, honor, present awards and diplomas to members of the class of 1987. This, I feel, is a great day in two respects. The weather is with us, and secondly, many have been anticipating this for 13 to 18 years, and the day has now arrived. In our opinion, it's the culmination of determination and the Ilion School motto of never be less than the best, which the class of 87 has heard many times. A time of year when we realize the fruits of all of our united efforts. As classes before, the class of 87 has made an imprint, a mark, a statement of accomplishment. I am proud and honored to say that the class of 1987 has achieved well beyond original expectations, and I feel that is extremely important in such areas as standardized testing, academics, athletics, music, and other service and extracurricular related areas. Destiny alone, in my opinion, is not the reason the class excelled. Determination played a significant role. Together, you, the parents, the students, and our school professional staff set reasonable goals, and I think the individual students and the class collectively responded. I would like to share with you some of the achievements. It is not an entire list, but I think they're items that need to be pointed out today. We started with 124 candidates for graduation, and today we will be honoring 124. There are 68 Regents diploma candidates. There are 42% of the class that maintained averages of 80 or above. This year, we were fortunate to have 17 Regent Scholarship winners. Again this year, we were one of the few schools in the county to have an Empire State School of Excellence Scholarship winner. We have one Regents Professional Nursing Scholarship winner, 2 National Merit Scholarship Letter of Commendation winners, 1 student appointed to the United States Air Force Academy, 2 ROTC Scholarship winners, 2 U.S. Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Awards, and this year I'm proud to announce we have 20 students that right now plan on to enter the military services. 81 plan to continue with their education, and there may be other items that have not come to my attention at this time. However, from these achievements, it is apparent you are a class of individuals, but collectively, I'm proud to say that I've enjoyed being your principal. You fulfilled my expectations when we met in the auditorium in September, and I asked you to provide leadership for a successful school year. As a class, you did that. As individuals, you did that. And I think we accomplished that mission. We've had a very successful year. Also, as parents, I think this is a reflection of your commitment and your communications and cooperations with the school system as parents and strong supporters. Thank you. I would just like at this time to recognize, I could recognize many people, but I'd like to recognize Mrs. Rosine. She is my personal secretary and spent many hours on preparing the programs you have in front of you and all the other details that go into the commencement ceremony. So Mrs. Rosine, thank you very much. I will introduce the honored guests seated behind me and the senior class officers. Just please hold your applause till we get down through the list of these people. Mr. Warren Lennox, President of the Board of Education. Mrs. Elizabeth M. Del Grego, Vice President. Mr. Lawrence Bosquet. Mrs. Phyllis Bryan. Mr. Vincent Durant. Mr. Stephen Morris. Mr. Joseph Sorge. Mr. Joseph Fusco, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Joseph Kalia Jr., our Vice Principal. Our class advisors, Ms. Joanne Cirillo and Mr. Bernard Anderson. Father Patrick John Butler of the Annunciation Church. Our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mrs. Grace Osborne. Mr. Philip Parks, our Administrative Aide. And Mr. Darrell Krenishin, a faculty member assisting today with the commencement program. Our Senior Counselor, Mrs. Marianne Marenfeld. I am also honored to introduce Colonel Bart B. Shelley, former administrator in the Ilion Central School System. Major Kulo, a representative from the Marine Corps. And Master Sergeant Howard Keyes. Also, our senior class officers, please stand. Jacqueline Sweeney, Class President. Michael Jory, Vice President. Christina Nancetti, Secretary. Shauna Phelps, Treasurer. Also, I'd like to make 2 other recognitions at this time. We have 2 foreign exchange students with us, and it's my understanding that their parents, Stevie's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bertolo, are here from Spain, and also that Mr. and Mrs. Canals, Lourdes' parents, are here from Spain. So welcome to Ilion. On behalf of the school system, I'd like to extend our appreciation to Mr. and Mrs. Carla and Mr. and Mrs. Crane for serving as host families this year of the foreign exchange program, and also to Mrs. Roy Turley for coordinating the program. I would especially like to express my appreciation to all teachers, secretarial, custodial, maintenance, and cafeteria staff who volunteered assistance and cooperated in this commencement exercise and program development. Without their help, it wouldn't be as it is today. I would also like to acknowledge the following members of the Ilion faculty and staff who will be retiring as of June 30th. Mrs. Harriet Hilliard from the Junior Senior High School and Mrs. Eleanor Brown from the Remington Elementary School. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 1987 salutatorian, Ms. Christine D. Paola, who will present the salutatory address entitled, "The Future is Ours to Mold." Christine?
Standing here before you, seems like only yesterday we struggled through our first day of freshman classes here at Ilion High School. Today, emotions such as happiness, anxiety, relief, confusion and sorrow bombard our minds. We can now begin to see the meaning of true independence as we anticipate our new lives in the real world. It's sometimes scary thinking about situations and decisions that we'll have to make, but we must always remember that we alone can establish our destiny. Each one of us, as graduates, possess the ability and determination to succeed in our future endeavors. As we progress through the ages, our lives begin to grow a bit more complex than the year before. During these difficult stages, it's important to realize the ideas that we hold true to ourselves, to follow through with these ideas, and to be our own leader. I'd like to read to you the last 4 lines of a poem written by Robert Frost, entitled "The Road Not Taken." Somewhere, ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood. And I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. To me, the most important aspect of this poem is its belief. Conform not to the ideas of the many, but to those ideas which you hold true to yourself. To surrender your beliefs for the mere fact that it may be different from the majority is in all actuality cheating yourself out of the individualness that was all unique to us. Remember that the future is indeed ours to mold, and that each one of us should make the best of the qualities we have which distinguishes us as unique individuals. I'd like to leave you with one last thought. Our school motto is, "Never be less than the best." But what does it take to be the best? It takes the vision to dream of tomorrow and the wisdom to turn our dreams into a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Mr. Donald Bryan, valedictorian of the class of 1987, will now present the valedictory address, "Be a Friend." Don?
I would like to welcome faculty, administration, Board of Education, friends and relatives, most of all our parents, whose guidance has led us here today. Thank you all for coming. The message to you today is simple. He was a person we all know and a person we all are. That person is a friend. A friend is for good memories, and he creates them. Whenever someone receives good news, the first thing he does is share with a friend. Somehow, in this sharing, good news is enjoyed even more. Some of the greatest moments I have had in high school have been just talking with my friends, sharing experiences, thoughts, and feelings. Being a friend is more than sharing another's joys, but sharing their sorrows also, and helping them when they require it. At times you may feel alone, exhausted, but think that whatever you do may not make a difference. This is the time that you need a friend. Suffering is easy when shared with a concerned friend. Maybe just someone to talk to, but to listen to what you have to say. How good it is to feel a comforting hug that says you're not alone in this. It makes all the difference in the world to know that someone cares and is willing to take the time to help you. In the same aspect, it is a great feeling to be a friend. Everyone needs advice, counsel, someone to listen to, and everyone has problems that they can't solve by themselves. Always try to take time and be a friend, because someday you will require help. You will want someone there for you. This may be the reason God has put you on the earth, to perform this one act, to be a friend to someone in need. It's satisfying to know that you can make a difference in the world, no matter how small. By being a friend, you may be making the future of an individual, or even the world, a little brighter. So wouldn't it be right for us to help others in any and whatever possible situation or way that we are able? For everything you do touches me, and everything I do touches you. We get by with a little help from our friends, so let's be friends. Let's thank God for the good friends He's given us. Thanks a lot, Seaman. Thank you all.
This year, Ms. Jacqueline Sweeney, class president, will present a message for the class of 1987. Jackie.
On behalf of the class of 1987, I'd just like to thank the administration, the faculty, our class advisors, and most of all, our parents, for all the support and the love that they have given us through the most difficult times of our life.
Quite a class. Mr. Kalia has some remarks regarding the class of 87.
More remarks, too, than about. I feel fortunate to be able to say a few words here as a teacher, as a principal, as a parent, and hopefully as a friend also. What I'd like to say a few words about is something I refer to as how long is today. The passage of time is a relative thing. To a small child sitting on the porch steps waiting for his parents to come home with a new bicycle, a few minutes drags on like a few hours. To his grandparents seated on the porch swing, watching their favorite grandchild, the few hours which they are together passes like minutes. For many of you, graduation seemed like an event that was on the horizon but never got any closer. For me, it seems like yesterday was September 1986. And yet, for all of us, there are only 60 seconds in a minute, 365 days in a year. The factor that separates people's perception of time is the quality of life they exact from it. For the worrier, there's never enough time. What there is wasted in pessimism. For the dreamer, all the good times are past and gone, or yet to have happened. I recall very vividly a statement my grandfather once made to me, which has relevance to the quality of time. He once said, "I never worry about today. I wait until tomorrow and then see how today turned out." A simple thought, yet a profound one. Admirable, yet frequently unheeded by many. Too many of us live in the dread of some future event, or are content to relive the safe, warm memories of the past. Many see today as just a temporal state that must be endured between where they want to be or where they have been. Thus, for many, the present can be a fleeting experience. For example, in the time it takes me to speak this sentence, my words have gone from the future to the past, in which case the present was but a split second in time. Life can be that way if you let it. The trick is to live each experience, each day as it comes, and not look beyond it. As the great Einstein once said, "I never think of the future. It comes soon enough." I would submit to you that today is an excellent opportunity for you, for all of us, to experience time in a qualitative sense. Enjoy today, every minute of it, to the fullest, as it is the only day like it in your entire life. It is a sunset, a rainbow, a baby's birth, to be treasured before it is gone. And then tomorrow do the same again, for it too is one of a kind. And so on for the many days of your life, as God grants you. There will be good times and there will be bad times, for that you can be sure, and definitely not always controllable. But to not let the prospect of bad times tomorrow, no matter how real or imagined, destroy the good that there is in today is something you can control. I would like to close by saying that while you are young, time is often not seen as your most precious commodity, and youth often values other properties more. As you grow older, and at some point acquire the wisdom of age, time which you often spent frivolously often becomes your most prized possession, yet also the one which you now have the least of. As the Pennsylvania Dutch are known to say, it is too old that we grow too smart. I'd like to leave you with these thoughts. Yesterday is already a memory. Tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes yesterday a memory of happiness and tomorrow a vision of hope. Please remember that between the vision of tomorrow and the memories of yesterday lies today. And that is where life should be lived.
Thank you, Mr. Clea. Mrs. Harder and the senior choir will present the graduation music at this time. If Only You Believe, and it's time for Moving On. Mrs. Harder?
Harmony.
And at this time, Mr. Joseph A. Fusco, Superintendent of the Schools, will announce and present the Commencement Scholarships. Mr. Fusco?
That was beautiful music, and I think very appropriate. For quite some time, the Board of Education has been desirous of recognizing a member or members of our faculty for exemplary service to boys and girls. When Mr. Georgie Anderson, former board member, superintendent, principal, and teacher, retired 7 years ago, we saw this as an ideal opportunity to name an award in tribute to this fine educator, while at the same time recognizing other fine educators within our school system. Hence, the Georgie Anderson Excellence in Teaching Award was born. This award is presented annually to a teacher whose clarity and presentation of their subject has cultivated in each student qualities that cannot be measured by a statistic, but best exemplifies the character of the teacher. These qualities are reflected to the students in the following manner: a love for their work, a creative mind, thorough preparation of tasks, understanding individual differences, cooperation with others, and possessing a sense of humor. Since most of you are already aware that Mr. Anderson passed away unexpectedly on June 1st of this year, this award will now be known as the Georgie Anderson Memorial Excellence in Teaching Award. The Board of Education of the Ilion Central School District is pleased to announce two recipients this year. From the elementary level, our elementary librarian, Mrs. Alice Leskovec. Alice, are you here? Good. From the junior senior high school, one of our fine science teachers, Mr. Darrell Krenishin. Foundation was created under the terms of the last will and testament of the late Marion Turpinning of Ilion, who died in 1977. She left her residuary estate to a charitable, not-for-profit corporation to provide scholarships for deserving young men and women of Ilion Central School District to assist in attending colleges. This year, approximately 90 scholarships, totaling $42,000, will be awarded in varying amounts. The recipients include students now attending college, as well as members of this graduating class. Among the factors considered in making an award were scholastic achievement, college success potential, and need based on college costs, family contribution, and other possible grants and scholarships. Since its inception in 1980, the Brill Foundation will have awarded scholarships totaling $275,000. Please stand as your name is called. I would ask that we please hold our applause until all the awards and scholarships are announced. This year's recipients of the Marion Brill Scholarships: Donald J. Bryan, Thomas J. Calicia, Matthew S. Clark, Timothy J. Corriero, Sheila M. DeCar, Christine M. De Paola, Kimberly A. Fielder, Thomas E. Fort, Rhonda R. Gaines, Catherine S. Getman, Alicia J. Helmer, Stephen S. Hoffman, David R. Humphrey, Andrea R. Jackson, Reed A. Jackson, Darren J. Kane, Kathy L. Crick, Jeffrey B. Leach, Stephen H. Lynch, Mark M. Markley, Eric E. Matthews, Kevin R. Murphy, Jennifer A. Myers, William Reichinger, Kristen D. Ritten, Wendy M. Schultz, Barbara A. Smithson, Julie K. Stamberg, David D. Stone, Jacqueline A. Zito. That's this year's Marion Brill Foundation winners. We have one Herkimer County Community College full tuition merit scholarship winner this year. It is Patrick J. Calhoun. Patrick, please stand. The Clayton Memorial Scholarship, presented by the family of Floyd and Emma Clayton. Scholarship given to a person who is proficient in mathematics and science. It is 1 year, $250. Donald J. Bryan. Your hands are going to be awfully sore, so maybe we might just hold and give everyone a big round of applause at the end, because we have quite a few scholarships to give out. The Burton T. Seymour Memorial Scholarship. This is a scholarship given by the Ilion Firefighters Association, Local 1185, to a student who has shown proficiency in our technology ed department and laboratories, and will pursue future work in this area. It is for $150. Sean M. Remus. The Ilion J.C.'s Jane C's Memorial Scholarship. Come on up. This is a $100 scholarship to be given by the Ilion J.C. organization to a senior boy or girl who has served his school and community well. It is presented each year in memory of past J.C.'s. This year's recipient, Karen L. Welch. The Mr. and Mrs. George E. Anderson Community College Scholarship. This is a $50 award to a member of the senior class who will be attending HCCC. The winner, Raymond R. Eddy. The Daniel Cadell Memorial Scholarship, presented by his family and the class of 1970 to a student who has shown leadership and who has been active in student council and or athletics and ranks in the top third of his class. This is a $100 award. The recipient, Thomas M. Luke. The PTO John Guy Prindle Scholarship, presented to a member of the senior class who will be attending an accredited four-year institution and plans to be in education. This is a $100 award for 1 year. The recipient, Kimberly A. Fielder. The PTO George Purple Scholarship, presented in memory of George Purple, to a member of the senior class who will be attending an accredited four-year institution. This is $100 for 1 year. The recipient, Jacqueline A. Zito. The Ilion Community Club Scholarship. This is a scholarship given to a deserving senior who has not won any other scholarship. It is an award of $150 for 1 year. The recipient, Reed A. Jackson. The Leo J. Salmon Jr. Memorial Scholarship. This is a $200 scholarship given in memory of former high school principal Leo J. Salmon Jr. to a senior who was enthusiastic about school and had a positive attitude toward school activities. This year's recipient, Michael J. Jory. The Earl T. Jones Memorial Award for School Service. This is a $100 award given by the Ilion Masonic Lodge for service to organizations and school clubs. This year's recipient, Alicia J. Helmer. The Earl Perry Watkins Scholarship. This goes to a deserving senior who will be attending a four-year institution, a grant of $200 for 4 years, for a total of $800, is given by the Ilion Teachers Association. The recipient, Michael J. Jory. The Special Watkins Scholarship. This is a scholarship of $100 for 1 year, given by a young woman, a former Watkins Scholarship recipient herself, to show her appreciation for such financial aid. The recipient, Kimberly A. Fielder. The Ilion Alumni Association Scholarship. Special scholarship given by the Ilion High School Alumni Association to students who are enrolled in an accredited college. It's for $250 each. The recipients, Donald J. Bryan and Kathy L. Crick. The Mohawk Valley General Hospital and Valley Health Services Incorporated Incentive Scholarship. This is a scholarship given to a senior enrolled in a medically related program or one of the therapy programs. It is an award for $50 for 1 year. The recipient, Kevin R. Murphy. The Richard Adams Scholarship. This is a scholarship given to a senior who is in the upper third of the class scholastically, is active in sports, and has earned at least one varsity letter. It is an award of $100 for 1 year. The recipient, David D. Stone. The Ilion Fish and Game Club Ecology Scholarship. This is a scholarship given in memory of John P. Brown to a senior who is planning to further his or her education in the field of conservation or ecology. It is an award for $100 for 1 year. The recipient, William Reichinger. The William Hempstead VFW Post Number 502 and Auxiliary Scholarship. This is a scholarship given to a senior who shows financial need in meeting the cost of attending college, demonstrates potential for success in college, has been a good school and community citizen. This is an award for $200 for 1 year. The recipients this year, Matthew S. Clark and Sheila M. DeCar. The Moose Scholarship for Outstanding Athlete. This scholarship is given in memory of Richard Wright to an outstanding senior athlete who is going to continue his studies by attending an accredited college. It is an award for $100. The recipient, Patrick J. Calhoun. The Ilion Breakfast Club Scholarship. This is a scholarship given to a student who is not in the top third of the class but has worked hard and achieved success. This is an award for $100. The recipient, David R. Humphrey. The I. Clark Seaman Scholarship. This scholarship is given for 1 year to a person entering either Syracuse University or Utica College of Syracuse University. It is for $500. The recipient, Thomas J. Kalikia. The Insurance and Career Women's Association Scholarship. This is $100 scholarship and is given to a hardworking senior who will pursue a career in business. The recipient, Wendy M. Schultz. The Dennis Gildersley Memorial Scholarship. This $500 scholarship is given to a senior that is hardworking, sincere, and maintains a sense of humor and desires to continue his or her education. The recipient, Michael J. Jury. The Ruth Freeman Derby Scholarship. This is given in honor of a former Ilion teacher, Ruth Freeman Derby. This scholarship is for $100 a year for a maximum of 4 years, totaling $400, and goes to a senior member of the National Honor Society that has given loyal service and follows the motto, attention to detail. The winner must be entering an accredited college. The recipient, Christine M. De Paola. The Richard S. Salisbury Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is given in memory of Richard Salisbury, a 1978 graduate who exemplified the highest qualities of scholarship, school citizenship, and service. This scholarship shall be given to a graduating senior who is a member in good standing of the Senior National Honor Society and who will be attending Herkimer County Community College in the fall. This the family agreed to waive the Herkimer County Community College requirement for this year. This is a $100 award, and the winner's name will be placed on a plaque in memory of Richard. The recipient, Kimberly A. Fielder. The Mohawk Valley Savings and Loan Association Scholarship. This is a $400 scholarship to be given to a student who has shown interest, enthusiasm, aptitude, and ability to achieve in the business field. The recipient, Julie K. Stamberg. The the West Hill Elementary School Service Award. This award is given to a boy and girl who has best exemplified the creed of this former Ilion Elementary School, our best today for a better tomorrow. The amount of the award is $100. The recipients, Catherine S. Getman, Anthony M. Merrill. The Mohican Round Dance Club Musical Scholarship. This award is given to seniors who have participated in the high school music program and who will be entering a college this fall. It is an award for $125. The recipient, Kristen D. Ritten. The Leo R. Greigel Scholarship Fund. This scholarship is given by Ellen Gerd Knapp in memory of and to celebrate the life of Leo Robert Greigel, former teacher, coach, and administrator. The $100 annual award shall be given to a boy or girl who has good potential, is hardworking, shows financial need, shows positive attitude about themselves, and has a goal of continuing their education and has contributed in a positive way to his or her world. This year's recipient, Jeffrey B. Leach. The William and Beryl Welch Scholarship to be awarded to the class salutatorian. The recipient must possess the quality of a high moral character and a friend to all when needed. This is a $75 award. The recipient, Christine M. De Paola. The American Legion Auxiliary Unit number 920 Nursing Scholarship, presented by the Ilion Memorial Unit Post 920, a scholarship of $100 for the student who demonstrates outstanding potential for a career in professional nursing. Financial need is also to be considered. The recipient, Julie M. Wells Riesel. The Mary E. Cross Memorial Scholarship in Music. This scholarship is given in memory of Mary E. Cross, a 1981 graduate, who was outstanding in scholarship, citizenship, service, and music. The scholarship is awarded to a student who excels in the study of a stringed instrument to attend a school of music or music camp to pursue the study of a stringed instrument. This is a $500 award, and the winner's name will be placed on a plaque in memory of Mary. This year's recipient is a freshman, Paul S. Hall. Christine Gaffey Nicenger Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is given in memory of Christine Gaffey Nicenger, a 1973 Ilion graduate. It shall be presented to a senior attending a 2- or 4-year college in public relations, business or government, political science, or related field. The recipient should be academically responsible, preferably between 11 and 32% in class rank, and possess good work ethics, and be a people-oriented person. This is a stipend of approximately $300. The recipient, Michael O. Wardle. The Paula E. Spottle Nurses Scholarship. This scholarship is presented through the Paula E. Spottle Nurses Scholarship Memorial Fund to a student who will be entering a program in nursing which leads to a baccalaureate degree or the completion of an RN program. It's $1,000 a year for as long as she's in the program. The recipient, Julie M. Wells Riesel. The Helen Coons Durrett Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is given in memory of Helen Coons, a 1965 graduate who died in December of 1981. The purpose of this Memorial Scholarship Fund is to give scholarship aid to Ilion graduates attending Cayuga College. The awards shall go to students with the following characteristics: courage, compassion, empathy, determination, friendliness, perseverance, tolerance, and sensitivity. This scholarship is for $150 a year for a maximum of 4 years, totaling $600. However, because there is no eligible candidate attending Cayuga College, the scholarship shall be awarded on the basis of need to students who will be attending a 4-year college or university in New York State, with preference given to students majoring in fields related to education. This year's recipients, Terry L. Dillon, Kimberly A. Fielder. Students for a Better World Scholarship, presented in memory of David Stone, Clayton Moore, and Thomas Shepard, who died in Vietnam during combat. This scholarship is given to a graduating senior without consideration to scholastic average. A senior that is college-bound, possesses financial need, and has participated in extracurricular and or part-time work involvement, and the applicant's personal statement as to whether he or she is deserving of the scholarship. The selections are made by the Scholarship Committee for Students of a Better World, and it is the hope of the committee that the recipients will be inspired in the memory of the 3 Vietnam veterans who gave their lives for their country to do their best so that they can at the colleges of their choice. It's $100 each. The recipients: Kimberly A. Fielder, Thomas A. Fort, Kristen D. Ritten, Jacqueline A. Zito. The Roy Skippy Coffin Memorial Award. This scholarship is given in memory of Roy Skippy Coffin by Dr. Villacorsa and family to a senior who possesses the following traits: consideration for others, an achiever, has a love for learning, and possesses courage and fortitude. This is a $100 award. The recipient: Eric E. Matthews. McDonald Scholarship, presented by the Area McDonald Scholarship Program to a student McDonald's worker who possesses the following qualities: at least an 85 grade point average, worked at McDonald's for a minimum of 12 months, possesses a performance work rating of at least good to excellent, has been involved in extracurricular school and or community activities. This is a $500 scholarship, and Mr. DeLuca will present the winners with the certificate award. The recipients: Kimberly A. Fielder and Christine M. De Paola. I think each of these people now deserve a great big round of applause.
At this time, Colonel Bart B. Shelley will present the Air Force Academy Scholarship. Colonel Shelley.
Donald Bryan, please come to the podium. I'll let him shake hands with a colonel. He won't be doing that very long. It is indeed a privilege on behalf of the President of the United States and the Chief of Staff of the Air Force to present to Donald Bryan an appointment certificate to the United States Air Force Academy. It's very interesting to note this will be the first young man in the history of Ilion High School to receive this honor. It has not been an easy task for Donald. He's had to work hard. He had a dream when he was young. He fulfilled that dream. And also, it's a great honor to both Mr. Fusco and the administration, certainly to Ms. Merenfeld, staff, for this young man being the only one in the history, or the only one in 3 counties to receive this singular honor. The total value of this scholarship is $160,000. Most remiss if I did not say a few words to the class of '87. As Mr. DeLuca said, they have been a great class. I would like to hope and have a little prayer of my own that as you go on in life, that you learn to be good losers, good sports in the game of life, and that God give you the strength, the stamina, and the patience to meet all the hard knocks that may come your way. Remember, life is a game, and when you come to the late innings and the last innings of the game, and the clouds are gathering overhead, may each of you reach the only decision that really counts in life, and that is to be safe at home. And as I close with this little poem, for when the one great scorer comes to write against your name, he writes not that you won or lost, but how you played the game. God bless, good health, and good luck to the class of '87.
Major Kulo will present the Marine Nrotc Scholarship at this time. Major Kulo.
I'm certainly honored to be here today to share in the graduation with the class of '87. I'd like to have Anthony Morrow please step up front. I know that there's two extremely proud parents, and they have a right to be. Anthony Morrow is a recipient of the Nrotc Scholarship. My job is the granting officer at the recruiting station Albany. We cover 63% of upstate New York. Out of all the applications, we whittle it down to 8 people who actually qualified, and there's going to be an actual recipient this year. To Anthony, I'd like to extend my congratulations, and I'd also would like to extend a personal hearty welcome aboard to the United States Marine Corps. Anthony Moore will be going down to VMI this fall. He'll be participating in Marine training over the summertime through the course of the 4 years. Upon graduation of VMI, he will be commissioned as Second Lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. One word to the graduating class. I'd like to just quote President Teddy Roosevelt. It basically goes, it's the man in the arena. It goes like this. It's not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the doer of deeds might have done them better. No, the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by sweat and dust and blood, who strives valiantly, errs, comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself for a worthy cause, who if he wins knows the triumph of high achievement, and who if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Anthony.
Thank you, Major. Mr. Warren T. Lennox, President of the Board of Education, Mr. Joseph A. Fusco, and I will present diplomas to individual members of the class of 1987. Mr. Lennox and Mr. Fusco, would you please join me? Mr. Lennox, I certify that the senior students present have met the graduation requirements as prescribed by the Ilion Central School Board of Education and the State Education Department of the University of the State of New York. I am honored to present you the class of 1987. Parents, feel free to come to the front to take pictures when your children are being awarded. Mrs. Bryan. Mrs. Bryan, please step forward to present the diploma to your son Donald at this time. Take your time. Donald James Bryan. Marie Di Paola. Jacqueline Ann Sweeney. Michael J. Jory. Christina Lynn Nancetti. Shauna Marie Phelps. Scott D. Alexander. Don't be afraid to pose for pictures when you're up here. Jacqueline Ann Zito. Michael T. Baldwin. Mary E. Baker is not here today. David Allen Ball. Delbert L. Ball, Jr. Della Lee Basler. Melissa M. Bennett. John E. Booth. Lori Ann Bauk. Molly L. Braun. Veronica Marion Bunce. Patrick James Calhoun. Thomas J. Kalikia. Maria Lourdes Canals. James Allen Shalufo. Carlton J. Sywich. Matthew Seth Clark. Denise E. Combs. Christopher J. Conover. Kelly Elaine Cookingham. Timothy J. Corriero. Melissa Marie Cowan. Barbara Lee Crane. Tracy Ann Krim. Sheila Marie Descar. Jerome L. de Groselier. Heather B. Dickinson. Terry Lynn Dillon. Raymond Russell Eddy. Stephanie A. Enia. Tracy Lynn Fierstein. Kimberly A. Fielder. Daniel Walter Fink. Thomas E. Ford. Anthony Fulham. Rhonda Rachel Gaines. Amy Marie Geloso. Catherine S. Getman. Geraldine J. Gray. Nina Marie Guide. Rebecca Lynn Hacker. Jeffrey Allen Hale. Sandra L. Healy. Alicia Jean Helmer. Stephen S. Hoffman. Eric Todd Hubble.
Right, up.
David Richard Humphrey. Andrea Ruth Jackson. Kenneth T. Jackson. Reed Allen Jackson. Michael Robert Jensen. Darren James Kane. Christian Michael Kartanowicz. Jolene R. Kinville. Tammy Lynn Kinville. Philip E. Klosner. Kathy Lynn Crick. Brian Neil LaFountain. Cynthia Marie Lane. Jeffrey B. Leach. Tracy Joe Lozo. Jennifer L. Ludwig is not present. Thomas Matthew Luke. Stephen Henry Lynch. Janet P. Mannion. Mark Matthew Markley. Anthony Michael Merrow. Eric Edward Matthews. Michelle Marie McCormick. Michael Joseph Mergenthaler Jr. Jeffrey B. Metz. Nancy Sue Muller. David John Murphy. Jill Elizabeth Murphy. Roger Murphy. Patrick William Murphy. Jennifer Ann Myers. Joanne Marie Nitka. Deborah Ann Parker. Patricia Ann Phelps. Colleen Marie Pickett. Ron L. Pye. Robert Curtis Raymond. William Reichinger. Sean Michael Remus. Kristen D. Britton. Cynthia Ann Savage. James T. Scanlon, Jr. Paula Scapero. Wendy M. Schultz. Michelle Catherine Shepard. David Slotnick III. Jacqueline Ann Smith. Stephen Joseph Smith. Barbara A. Smithson. Lynn Marie Smithson. Julie Kristen Stanberg. Pamela L. Stasko. David D. Stone. Stephen Bradley Taylor. William Joseph Tillinghast. Robert Scott Travis. Philip A. Terrell. Matthew Joseph Tayo. Nancy Lee Van Valkenburg. Scott A. Vogel. Michael Oscar Wardle. Christine Elaine Warner. Karen Lee Welch. Julie Marie Wells Riesel. Todd F. Worthman. Michael A. Weisenburn. Marcus Anthony Warden. Stephen J. Wright. Mark Waller. Michelle Renee Yetto. Stephen Scott Yeager. The class of 1987.
I accept the diplomas.
Thank you. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of our alma mater under the direction of Mrs. Linda Harder. It's on the back of your program. Benediction. Father Butler.
Let us pray. Loving God, we have been asked to see ourselves as people who mold our futures. We have been asked to do that as people who are friends to one another. Help us to recognize that now is a time of choosing. We ask that you be especially with these young men and women who, as they go forth, must choose between many voices. Help them to know how much an old world needs their youth and their gladness. Help them to know that there are words of truth and healing that will never be spoken unless they speak them, and deeds of compassion and courage that will never be done unless they do them. Help them never to mistake success for victory, or failure for defeat. Grant that they may never be entirely content with whatever bounty the world may bestow upon them, but that they may know at last that they were created, not simply for happiness, but for joy. And the joy that they are called to is given to the person alone who sometimes, with tears and pain in their eyes, in their hearts, commits themselves in love to you and to their brothers and sisters. Lord, lead each of them and each of us into the knowledge that there can never really be joy and peace for any until there is joy and peace for all. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you. At this time, Mr. Bryan and Ms. Paula, please recess the class. We will set the flowers up out by the junior high so you can take plenty of pictures as soon as we can get them there. Thank you. Have a great day.